Hello and good evening. My name is Jonathan Cabrera. I'll be going over programming challenges exercise 6 and 7 for Unit 1. So for exercise 6, or the programming challenge 6, it asks us to pretty much use an analyzable interface that takes data from courses and their overall grades and collect the lowest, the highest, and the average. So I'm going to slowly go through some of the code that I wrote, and then once I slowly go through the code, I'll go and run the program. Throughout that code, it just talks about getting the specifics for getting the lowest, highest, and average. You also see portions of establishing what grade associates what letter value and the if-else methods. And then the redisplay also goes and calculates the math on how you figured out the overall grades, as well as whether a grade is a pass or whether a grade is a fail. Now that we've seen all the various codes, the methods, and the equations, I'm going to scroll back to the top of NetBeans and I'll run the project. On the bottom, now that we have our pop-up window for the output, you'll see that for the lab, had an 80, which gave me a grade of B. A pass-fail exam was a 70, which gave a grade of F. An essay at 95, A, and a final exam 76 C. So all that included, the average of the scores are 80.25. The lowest score was a 70, which was the pass-fail exam, and the highest score was a 95 that came from the essay. Now, since we've gone over the analyzable interface with the programming challenge 6, moving on to programming challenge 7 for the person and customer classes on how the person calls the customer. You'll see various strings that were created for certain areas, mainly the name, address, and telephone. So slowly going through the code, it's going to go and talk about how it's going to inquire on the customer name, their ID, their telephone number, their address, and then it's going to go and return those values in the output window. So again, after slowly going through the code, I'll go back up to the top of NetBeans and I'll run the project. Running the project and the output, it's going to ask me to enter the customer's name. So using a shortened version of my name, John. Well, it looks like N because I actually hit the wrong button. Customer address, I'll do 1234 Left Road. Telephone number could be 505-123 and then 4567. And last thing, customer ID, I'll use my favorite number, 17. You can see, because of course I screwed up on the customer name, it only returned customer N. And then the customer ID was 17. The telephone number is the one that I inputted, and then the mail list status was showing true, which was at the bottom of my code. Well, that's it for programming challenges 6 and 7 for Unit 1. Thank you for listening. Have a good one.